On August 28, 2023, 19-year-old Shibli Sadiq Hridoy calls his mother. His voice is noticeably panicked as he tells his mother that some people have kidnapped him and they are torturing him severely. Before Nahid could comprehend or ask her son anything, the call gets disconnected. After a while, Nahid receives another call from Shibli's number, but this time it's not her son but a stranger. The stranger who was about to bring turmoil into Nahid Akhtar's life. So, what happened to Shibli Sadiq Hridoy? You'll get goosebumps hearing the whole story. So, let's start today's video. Shibli Sadiq Hridoy was a 19-year-old cheerful boy from Chittagong, Bangladesh. He had many dreams in life, and to fulfill his dreams, he studied and worked simultaneously. For a better future, he was studying at Kadalpur School and College. To not burden his poor parents with the expenses of education, he also worked as a manager at a poultry farm. Shibli had only two lives, study and work. He dedicated himself to these two aspects all the time. Shibli was exceptionally honest in his work, and his honesty became a trouble for him. Since Shibli was the manager at the poultry farm in Kadalpur where he worked, there were also 5 to 6 people from the minority tribal community working there. Due to working together in one place, Shibli had become friends with the other workers. Since Shibli was the manager of the poultry farm, he had befriended the workers there. Taking advantage of this friendship, those people started misbehaving at work. But Shibli couldn't tolerate this at all. As Shibli started reprimanding them for their behavior at work, disputes began. Shibli was only 19 years old, while most workers were 24 to 25 years old, so they didn't like taking commands from a manager younger than themselves, and that's where the conflict started. Gradually, the situation escalated and the dispute turned into a fight. Shibli and the other workers got into a fight, and this matter reached the owner of the poultry farm. The owner understood the situation and resolved the matter peacefully, and then everyone started working in a normal way. Shibli, forgetting all the previous issues, immersed himself in his work, but those who had a dispute with Shibli did not forget. 4 to 5 workers of the poultry farm were eager to take revenge on Shibli. About 2 months had passed since the incident, and everything had been normal until then. Shibli was content with the peace at the poultry farm, but little did he know that this peace was just before the storm in his life. Finally, the unlucky day of August 28, 2023, arrived when the workers of the poultry farm kidnapped Shibli to take revenge on him. Shibli was working at the poultry farm when Umangching Marma and some of his accomplices arrived there and abducted him, forcing him into their car. Umangching Marma was the same person with whom Shibli had a dispute. When all these kidnappers were taking Shibli away, at that time, Shibli's mobile was with him. After being kidnapped for about 12-13 hours, Shibli managed to hide from the kidnappers and called his mother, Nahid Akhtar. Shibli's family was already very worried about him. But when Nahid heard her son's distressed voice on the call, she was shocked. Shibli told his mother that some people had forcefully taken him and tied him up, and he was being tortured. Before Nahid Akhtar could understand her son's pain and ask him anything, the call got disconnected. This one call caused a stir at Shibli's house, and everyone started searching for him. Just as these people were thinking about tracing Shibli, Nahid Akhtar received another call on her mobile. In anticipation, Nahid rushed to her phone, hoping that her son had called again. But this time the call was not from Shibli but from the kidnappers who had abducted him. This call was made to demand a ransom. The kidnappers demanded 15 lakh rupees from Shibli's family in exchange for his release. The financial condition of Shibli's family was such that they could barely make ends meet. So raising 15 lakh rupees all of a sudden was impossible for them. Nevertheless, Shibli's family tried their best to gather the money for their son's sake. 3 days after demanding a ransom of 15 lakhs, when Shibli's family couldn't arrange the money on August 31st, the kidnappers called again. Shibli's father pleaded with the caller about their poverty and requested to reduce the ransom amount. The kidnappers were already well aware of Shibli and his family's financial situation, so they reduced the ransom amount from 15 lakhs to 2 lakhs. While it's extremely difficult for a poor family to suddenly gather 2 lakhs, when it comes to the life of their beloved, they somehow managed to arrange the money. Shibli's parents did the same. After struggling to collect the money, finally, on September 4th, Shibli's parents managed to gather 2 lakhs and contacted the kidnappers. The kidnappers instructed Shibli's father to bring the money to the Bandarban district headquarters. With the hope of getting their son back, Shibli's father rushed to the designated location with the money. Upon arriving, they handed over the bag of money to two individuals. When they asked about Shibli's whereabouts, those two individuals assured them that Shibli must have reached home before they arrived. With the desire to see their son again, Shibli's parents hurried back home, but upon reaching, all their hopes were shattered as Shibli had still not returned. Despite hoping that the kidnappers might take some time to release Shibli, Shibli's parents waited for 3 more days. They had handed over the money to the kidnappers on September 4th. However, when Shibli didn't return home, even by September 7th, all hope vanished, and finally, exhausted and defeated, Shibli's parents filed a kidnapping report at the Rauzan police station. It took Shibli's parents so long to file the report because the kidnappers had threatened them that if they informed the police, they would harm their son. However, after waiting for 11 days without any sign of their son, they had no choice but to report to the police. Apart from the altercation that happened 2 months ago at the poultry farm, Shibli had no connection with any dispute. Based on this, Shibli's mother accused 6 people from the poultry farm of kidnapping her son. Among these 6 people, Umongching Marma, Suichingmung Marma, Angthuimung Marma, and Ukyathawai Marma were the named accused, while 2 were unknown individuals. Shibli was kidnapped from the poultry farm itself, so the police started their investigation from there. The police began interrogating all the named suspects one by one. In the initial questioning, these individuals tried hard to mislead the police, but their tactics didn't work for long, and eventually, the police arrested 3 out of the 4 accused, Umongching Marma, Angtuimong Marma, and Suichingmong Marma, on charges of kidnapping Shibli. The police continued their search for the remaining 2 accused, and meanwhile, the arrested suspects were rigorously interrogated to uncover the truth. Among the 3 arrested suspects, Umongching Marma was considered the main culprit, and it was from him that the police extracted the entire truth. The truth was so shocking that it would leave you astounded. Umongching Marma, along with his 5 accomplices, had kidnapped Shibli. Initially, they were all good friends with Shibli, but due to the dispute 2 months ago, their friendship turned into enmity, and Umongching decided to seek revenge with his companions. After planning for 2 months, they finally kidnapped Shibli on August 28th. Initially, their plan was to torture Shibli and then obtain ransom from his family in exchange for his release. They were aware of Shibli's family's financial situation, so they easily reduced the ransom from 15 lakhs to 2 lakhs. Even after receiving the ransom money, why didn't they release Shibli? In response to this question, Umongching said that Shibli knew that all of them were involved in his kidnapping. If they had released Shibli, he would have gone to the police and exposed the truth, leading to their arrest. Therefore, to save themselves, they decided to kill Shibli. What started as a minor dispute eventually culminated in Shibli's death, but now the question was, if Shibli was dead, then where was his body? Umongching Marma revealed that after killing Shibli, they hid his body on a high hill in Raojan. According to some media reports, Umongching Marma also disclosed that after killing Shibli, he and his accomplices removed flesh from his body, cooked it, and ate it, then threw the remaining bones on the hill. Anyway, on September 11th, the police, along with the main accused, Umongching Marma, went to the place where these individuals had thrown Shibli after killing him. Shibli's parents and relatives were also present with the police. Finally, amidst the jungles on the hill, the police found a skeleton, devoid of all flesh, with only bones remaining. Shibli's parents and relatives were overwhelmed with tears upon seeing the skeleton. The police took the skeleton and the accused Umongching to the police station. Meanwhile, the news of finding Shibli's body spread like wildfire in the surrounding areas, sparking outrage against the perpetrators. When the police were taking the accused Umongching along a route, villagers blocked the road by placing trees and other objects. As soon as the police vehicle reached there, the enraged crowd attacked the police vehicle, pulling Umongching out. The uncontrollable mob started beating Umongching, and they continued until he lost consciousness. In an attempt to control the mob, 3 police officers were injured. In the end, to control the unruly crowd, the police had to resort to tear gas and blank shell fire. The main culprit received punishment at the hands of the mob itself, but the other accused are currently in police custody, and their punishment will be decided by law after the investigation is complete. Whatever punishment they receive, nothing can compensate for what these people snatched from Shibli's parents for a trivial reason. So, friends, this was the story of the tragic end of Shibli Sadiq Hridoy. Do let us know your thoughts about this case in the comments. If you liked the video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.